In Pleasanton, frequently, or I should say almost always, people will preface anything they say about themselves with how long they've lived here.
My name's Jan Batchelor. I've lived in Pleasanton for 42 years.
My name is Bob Shapiro, and I've been here since 1999.
I'm Scott Rady. I'm the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce here in Pleasanton. Set up shop 39 years ago, and we've been here ever since.
I'm Mark Sweeney. I'm a 32-year resident.
Had a small business. Through that, formed the Downtown Association with a bunch of other small merchants downtown.
I became very involved in the community. I took Pleasanton leadership.
I raised my family here and still live in the community. I came here originally to work on the Hacienda Business Park. I'm proud to say that I've been involved in at least a dozen projects that were vetted by the community, and we got a lot of things done over the years that I think have made the community as good as when I got here.
We've grown up quite a bit. It's been good growth, it's been planned growth, it's been the kind of thing that I would say we're all very proud of in many respects, because we've seen this community, I think, really grow into something special.
We live in a community that we're not in charge of ourselves by ourselves. We're not isolated. The state of California has rules and regulations that affect us like any other city. And part of those rules have to do with housing.
The last update of our housing element was done under significant duress. There was a lawsuit that was brought by some affordable housing advocates, and the way out for the community was to scramble to satisfy the plaintiffs. The city did a very admirable job of managing it, but it would have been better for the community, frankly, had we had an opportunity to plan.
Pleasanton's general plan calls for 7 specific plans in our community. The last of those specific plans is the East Side Plan.
The east side is the last piece of Pleasanton to really be put together. All the rest is done, and it is one that for years, city council people who are now opposed to planning the east side said, we need to do an east side study.
To me, the east side is one of the jewels of Pleasanton. It's beautiful to look at, so much greenery there and the lakes there.
There's some dreams that a lot of folks have had in this community for quite a few generations, and that's to access the chain of lakes.
Having 500 acres of this site as surface water acreage is astounding. It's very unique. You're not going to find any other community in the Bay Area that has this opportunity.
Realizing that you're going to have some housing, you're going to have some growth, what is the most opportune area you can go to, and then what should you put there? What should it look like?
The slogan here is the City of Planned Progress, and that area of town screams plan.
But you make sure that you keep a bond with the community, and the bond would be trails, open spaces, school systems, transportation, all the things that affect the people who live here.
If I could get whatever I wanted to, I think there'd be a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for some more active recreation on water. I'd like to see the trails happen out there, and I do want to see that traffic circulation improved.
There's a number of really significant infrastructure components that could come out of that development, including a really, really super important arterial, El Charro Road.
But El Charro Road could really do a nice job of helping out traffic circulation in all of Northeast Pleasanton, from 580 in the north to Stanley Boulevard in the south.
In order to get the infrastructure, in order to get the schools, in order to get everything, the parks and everything you need, you have to have a master plan. And if you have a master plan, then the roads intersect, everything works.
I'm Steve Dunn, represent the ownership of 320 acres in East Pleasanton. We're talking about the project as a whole and how we take all the great body of work that the East Pleasanton Task Force did, going out to the public and getting their ideas, putting them on paper where they can really see how great a community this can be and that it is part of all their ideas.
I mean, I think Pleasanton became the way we see it today because there was a lot of thoughtful input from the community. Because people care. They care about the quality of development that happens here in Pleasanton, and so do we. We want to be held to a high standard, and we're going to deliver to that high standard.
Environmental stewardship requires that we take land that is close to developed areas, but that is underutilized, and reuse that in a way that not only increases the tax base in a positive way, but does so in a way that I think adds long-term value to the community, and that's important.
This is a gravel pit. It's now full of water. You know, this is a marginalized landscape, so it's really exciting to see a site like this become available for some development and improvement.
East Pleasanton project as a whole is only a mile from downtown Pleasanton. You could walk to it, you could take a bike to it, you can drive to it. I believe that this project, the development of this project, will help downtown flourish.
The way we're trying to design East Pleasanton, the way we are designing East Pleasanton, is to allow you might call it a graceful approach to the land. We're not looking to just pack in as many homes as we can. We're looking to create neighborhoods, communities that are really a treasure, a joy to walk through and to walk down and to be a part of.
One of the big aspects of this project and the great opportunity is to make a 1.2-mile connection of the Iron Horse Trail. That's the only missing link between Concord and Livermore that would complete a 33-mile trail. So it's a real regional asset.
This community as designed isn't just for itself. I mean, this is a regional improvement. This is something that everyone in Pleasanton can be proud of and actually utilize the facilities within it.
Because the grand vision that these places all work together coherently and beautifully. That's really our intention here for the planet at East Pleasanton.
We know that the end result and the final approval of this, it's going to require the support of the people. We know that, and we're willing to go through that process, even if it goes to a community vote. We feel so strong that this is such a good plan and that we've reached out to the community and heard all their ideas, that they're going to believe it too, and they're going to vote for this project.
What I see for the future of the East Side is El Charro going through, lovely housing and parks. The chain of lakes is going to have so much recreation for people.
For those kinds of things to happen, we need to plan it, we need to control it. Otherwise, it could be left to others to do so. And we don't want to see that happen.
I can see the East Side being something that is going to be beneficial to the community. But I do understand people's concerns and reluctance because it's the unknown.
As an example, in the mayor's city address, he said, we can't be an island anymore. You know, this is not just a local solution. This is a solution for all of Pleasanton.
Whatever happens on this site, the world will continue to change, and that includes all of the communities around Pleasanton. And this area is not going to get smaller, it's going to get bigger. So we need to be ahead of that. We need to plan for that so that we get the best quality of life for the people who live in Pleasanton today and who may be living here in 30 years.
You have to go ahead and be thoughtful about how you can continue to build out your community in a way that it's intended to, in the way that people have planned for it to be done, and frankly, for generations.
I'm a third-generation Californian. I tell people I have never known anything but rapid growth all my life.
It's a process that you can't avoid, and you'll find that many, many people who oppose you will be supporters if you answer their concerns.
I believe if you deal with people on a rational basis, that you have planned growth, I think we can come to an accommodation for most of the parties.
Presenting the best vision, the best case, is the only way to go, because that is really what we're trying to do. And we think that if you present and commit and build the best case, this is an asset to Pleasanton.
We need to earn the community and the city's trust. Our design of the project is to extend existing Pleasanton, which means that we want to maintain the culture that is so wonderful about Pleasanton. I can't say it enough, but it's really in my heart that I believe in this project, and I believe that it is an example of what the people want. And that's what I think is empowering me right now, to really say, let's go for it. Let's put this wonderful community in place.